Good day, everyone. I am Army Ababa, one of the reporters for the topic Forces Shaping Education in This Age. This presentation is one of the two parts about the three major trends that affect within the educational systems. In this report, we will explore how demographic changes are reshaping education globally, from population growth to migration and urbanization. There are three major demographic shifts influencing education: global population, migration, and urbanization. These shifts are creating challenges and opportunities to the educational system. Let us start with global population. Not long ago, the world was about population explosions. But today, we see population growth slowing in developed countries, while in developing countries, more births, more young people, therefore, more students. According to the OECD report on December 2024, there was a decline in the youngest age group, 0 to 4-year olds, while the number of 5 to 14-year olds continues to climb. As a result, some governments have adopted policies aimed at encouraging higher birth rates. Countries like Italy, Japan, and Korea have implemented financial incentives, including child allowance, child care subsidies, extended parental leave, and initiative to improve work-life balance, such as flexible working hours. Many governments have expanded access to early childhood education and care services. Developed countries with fewer births, like Japan and Europe, will have more people over 65 years old. As the population ages, there is a demand for graduates that have qualifications and skills to deal with the aging population. Higher education institutions have responded that the aging demographic shifts will lead towards non traditional learning, such as online or distance learning. In Japan, third of its population will be senior citizens by 2030. Universities in Japan are still attracting students to higher education. Some universities are moving campuses back to the city, attracting urban oriented students and recruiting famous and talented staff. Additionally, to address the skill gaps caused by an aging population, Japanese universities are creating unique programs to nurture the talents that the businesses are seeking. For example, sales and marketing, information technology, mathematics, statistics, and management. In South Korea, the fastest aging country and projected to be the oldest country worldwide by 2060, there is a decline in university enrollment. So universities are countering this by using the government's lifelong learning programs, enrolling returning and maturing students to maintain and increase enrollment numbers. The government is also pushing for more youth enrollments despite the declining population. China, on the other hand, will increase population by 1.44 billion in 2029 before a rapid decline, according to the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences. This decline means slowing economic growth. To address the predicted imbalance, the Chinese government has introduced the Made in China 2025 strategy. The plan will focus on creating jobs, 10 priority sectors, and the need for skilled graduates to fulfill this strategy. With many Chinese students studying abroad, these demographic shifts could significantly impact the international student recruitment efforts of universities globally. The counter effect of this that the highly competitive centralized university entrance examinations have now expanded their funnel for the domestic students, although competition is still fierce. By leveraging the Made in China 2025 strategy, universities can attract Chinese students, promote domestic study options over study abroad opportunities, and negate the slowing economy through domestic student recruitment. In Europe, Germany has predicted to rise by 39% in 2050, while Italy is second aging population. However, German universities are world renowned for their outstanding quality and reputation, which did not affect in any youth enrollments locally and internationally. German higher education has utilized its international recruitment and immigrant communities to address its aging population and the socio-economic challenges it brings. Italy's economic crisis, with many Italians migrating for better employment opportunities, the decline in birth rate leaves Italy to suffer a shortage of skilled graduates for the vacancies left. Whilst Italian higher education institutions are attempting to attract more international students, universities are also implementing initiatives to offer more courses in nursing and medicine to address this aging population. To address this worldwide issue, it's crucial that the higher education institutions work together to develop strategies that alleviate these skills gaps and ensure strong socioeconomic conditions for the future. The second demographic shift affecting education is migration. Many countries are seeing rising numbers of immigrant students. This demographic change alters the composition of a population thought, the influx of people from different backgrounds, which can influence education system. With the increase of immigrant students from developing countries to industrialized countries, it has adopted more restrictive policies towards untrained immigrants, but have established special quotas for professionals deemed short in supply. So, why do they migrate? The most common reason for migrating are poor economic prospects and the desire to escape oppressive political conditions. As a result, there is a greater cross cultural mixing and exchange of experiences. Having more immigrants entail more immigrant students and inclusive education for all. How can schools create equal opportunities for all? According to the article published by UNESCO entitled What You Need to Know About Inclusion in Education, since the year 2000, there has been a significant increase in migrant and refugee children globally. This increase makes inclusion in national education systems vital. Despite the efforts of inclusion, there are some educational challenges that the education systems face, like language barriers, adapting to a different country and culture, some living in poverty stricken areas that may interfere with their learning, some may have restricted access to quality education, and may have lower academic achievements. And highly educated immigrant adults may face unemployment or underemployment. So, recommendations from the OECD to address these challenges: prioritize language learning, encourage early childhood enrollment, prepare teachers for diverse classrooms, address socioeconomic disadvantage through broader social and economic policies, and discourage policies that encourage increased inequalities such as grade repetition and ability groupings. The influx of immigrants into OECD nations presents complex educational challenges, yet also offers significant opportunities for enrichment. Addressing language barriers, socioeconomic disparities, and inequitable school practices is crucial to ensure immigrants' students succeed. Host countries must prioritize inclusive policies and the teacher training to leverage the diverse talents within their classrooms. Ultimately, fostering welcoming environments benefits both immigrant students and the broader communities they join. The third demographic shift affecting education is urbanization. Urbanization is one of today's defining demographic trends. Over half of the world lives in cities and urban areas, and over 55% of the world's population lived in urban areas in 2018. By 2050, this proportion will grow to two-thirds. The United Nations calls urbanization one of the demographic mega trends. How does urbanization impact education? According to the UNESCO Global Education Monitoring Report in 2019, urbanization presents both challenges and opportunities for education systems. Schools and expanding cities need sustainable policies to address inequalities and improve access for marginalized communities. Some countries in Africa and Asia have come up with solutions to address urbanization concerns. In Africa, some universities have created innovative academic programs. For example, The University of Zambia launched a spatial planning postgraduate program in 2013, focusing on informality, climate change, and land access, the first in Africa to fully integrate these issues, while some governments in Asia, like China and Singapore, have invested on training public officials, providing leadership development and individualized guidance. These findings highlight the urgent need for stronger urban planning education, better integration of practical skills, and strategic government support to address rapid urbanization challenges. With these three demographic trends, countries have started to address these changes, creating inclusive policies to support diverse students, improve teacher training to handle multicultural classrooms, tech based solutions, a possibility to remote learning for rural areas, in addition to the educating those who have transferred to cities. These demographic shifts present challenges, but also opportunities. If we adapt through inclusive policies, teacher training, and technology, education systems will not only survive, but thrive. So, as educators, how do you think we can make education stronger in the face of these demographic changes? Something to think about. Thank you.